In Ebenebe Kingdom, there lived Edward, a young wealthy man in search of a wife. But his mother, Mrs. Dorati, only wanted a woman she could control. One day, Edward brought home a young beautiful woman named Princess. But the moment Dorati saw her, she frowned. She is too big and bold. This one can even beat me. She thought for a moment, then called her son aside. Edward, this type of girls are disrespectful. I don't like her. Edward, a mama's boy, wanted to make his mother happy. But little did he know what Dorothy truly wanted. Later, Edward brought home another woman named Stella. Seeing how classy and elegant Stella was, wearing expensive jewelries and bracelets, Dorothy's eyes widened. This one will seize my son's money. She won't let me come close, she thought, then called her son and said, Stella is a good digger. Then came Anna. Mrs. Dorothy looked at Anna's full lashes, sharp nails, and trendy clothes. She shook her head, thinking, this one is a slave queen. She won't serve me. Then she told Edward, that girl you brought home today is a prostitute. She has sold her womb and won't bear you children. Mama, Edward said, every time I show you a woman I care about, you find fault. Maybe you should find me a woman. Dorothy was happy by his suggestion. She immediately called her friend Rose and complained about how Edward had been bringing home women with bad intention. Rose, knowing her friend too well, laughed inwardly. I will find you a Gen Z woman, Rose said. Someone who will worship you, and even the floor you walk on. Dorothy smiled, not realizing Rose was being sarcastic. The next day, Rose brought a beautiful woman named Ogechi. She is respectful and hardworking, Rose said. Dorothy was impressed and requested that Ogechi live with her for a week. Ogechi did everything Dorothy wanted. After a week, Dorothy was sold, so she called her son back home. When Edward returned, he saw Ogechi and it was love at first sight. Ogechi was a slim, curvy, and beautiful young woman. Edward felt as if he had found his missing rib. The traditional wedding happened quickly. Rose stood in as Ogechi's mother, claiming Ogechi's real mom left her long time ago. Once the ceremonies were completed, it was time to return to the city. Dorothy packed her bags into her son's car. Ogechi saw her and thought to herself, hmm, this woman is interfering with the wrong person. Let's get to Abuja first. Edward saw his mother and asked, Mama, where are you taking your bags to? My son, I cannot stay alone. Now you have a wife, at least she will take care of me over there, she said. But Mama, you should have waited for us to settle down first before coming. Dorothy insisted. It's the same thing, my son. Let's start our journey before it's too late. Ogechi quickly rushed to the car and slid into the front passenger seat. Dorothy stood frozen for a moment, shocked. How could she not know the front seat is meant for me? She muttered, then angrily sat in the back seat. Edward drove carefully on their way to Abuja, while Dorothy beat herself up throughout the journey. They arrived in Abuja. The house was peaceful with beautiful designed features. Edward smiled. This is our home. Ogechi nodded silently and smiled, while Dorothy wandered through every part of the house, moving from room to room, including kitchen. In the morning, Ogechi cooked jollof rice, boiled water for tea, and set the dining table. Her husband took his portion and left for work. His mother waited for him to leave so that she could start her trouble for the day. Ogechi, I don't drink tea or jollof rice in the morning, no. You have to prepare soup and swallow for me, Dorothy shouted. Upe, Mama, you lie. If you can't take what's available for breakfast, then wait until the next meal is served. As for me, I'm still a young girl with fresh blood. I cannot suffer myself all in the name of pleasing an old woman, Ogechi said. You are a green snake in a green grass, Dorothy snapped. So, the front seat you took was not a mistake. Ogechi interrupted. Not only that, Mama, I'm also a chameleon. What makes you think you can control a Gen Z baby like me in this Parana generation? Dorothy shouted back at her. And what made you think you will marry a Gen U son and not do as I say? This is my son's house and you must do as I say. Well, Mama, in case you have forgotten, I'm now your son's wife. Whatever belongs to my husband also belongs to me. I only allowed you to follow us because I know you are a drama queen and I don't want you to delay our journey, Ogechi said, looking around the house for a moment. And Mama, if you don't respect yourself in this house, I will have you sent back to the village immediately. Dorothy this time did not know what to say. She then waited for her son to come home. Edward came back from work, and as soon as Dorothy saw him, she started crying. My son, oh, I'm finished, oh. Your wife wants to kill me, oh. Edward rushed to her. Mama, what happened? She is a witch, oh. She doesn't want me to enjoy the fruit of my labor. She wants to starve me to death. Mama, calm down, Edward said, walking into his room. Ogechi stood up to greet him, but Edward ignored her. Why did you starve my mother? And what else did you do to make her call you a witch? I didn't starve her, Ogechi replied. She refused to eat what I prepared in the morning and asked me to make another fresh meal just for her. Which witchcraft is worse than that? Edward then tried to settle things and begged both women to live in peace. But Dorothy didn't stop. She would always interrupt anytime Ogechi and Edward were spending time together. She never gave them privacy. Tired of the constant trouble, Ogechi called her husband aside. Edward, I think it's time Mama goes back to the village. She's been here long enough. And how do you expect me to tell my own mother to leave my house? Edward asked. Well, if you can't tell her to go, then I will tell my own mother to come and join us so that the family will be complete. Ogechi picked up her phone and called her mother. Mama, pack your things and come to my house. Dorothy overheard the call. I thought you said your mother left you when you were small because she knew you were a witch. So, who is the mother that is coming now to help you? She laughed, but Ogechi didn't respond. The next morning, someone knocked at the door. Dorothy rushed to open it. It was her friend Rose. Rose, my friend, you came at the right time, Dorothy said. The girl you brought for my son is a witch. Rose looked at her and said, You mean my daughter? Dorothy stood there shocked. Your daughter? She asked. How come I didn't know all this while? So this was your plan all along. You tricked me so that you and your evil daughter can come and reap where you didn't sow. You knew Ogechi would take over my son's heart. Rose clapped her hands and replied, Dorothy, you better respect yourself. I was only trying to help Edward. Your selfish wish to get a daughter-in-law you can control would only have made him a bachelor forever. The shouting match grew louder as both women insulted each other. Edward, who had been listening from the bedroom, finally came out. Enough! He shouted. Both women fell silent. I have had it with this fighting, Edward said. Mama, Auntie Rose, I think it's time for both of you to return to your homes. I love you both, but I need peace in my house. Dorothy burst into tears. They have bewitched my son. My enemies have finally won. The next morning, both Dorothy and Rose quietly packed their bags and left for their villages. Peace finally returned to Edward's home. He and Ogechi grew stronger in love and later welcomed twin baby boys into their family. Every festive season, they would visit the village with their children. Dorothy, who now knew her place in her son's life, welcomed them warmly and never again tried to control his home. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment about what you love in this story.